He's doing a really big favor. Okay. Alright, so I think we finished with the dermis, so let's move on to the hypodermis, which is the underlying layer. Your hypodermis is sort of loosely connected to your dermis and to the muscles underneath. It mostly consists of adipose tissue, which is fat. When people gain or lose weight, most of the time they're gaining it in this area here. It is naturally thicker in females, especially around their hips and obviously their breasts. It's just what happens to girls. So anyways, the function of the fat is to provide insulation, but also cushioning to help sort of cushion blows if you get one. This is where hypodermic needles would enter in when you get a shot. Anyways, so that's that. Have you ever seen like old men that have beer bellies? Yes. Their hypodermis is huge in their gut. It's kind of weird. Anyways, that is the worst place to carry fat is around your midsection. It's the worst for your heart health.
Why is that?
Well, that's depending on who you are. A person genetically can carry extra weight in certain parts of their body. You remember like apple shapes and pear shapes and all that. So some people just more naturally carry it around there. Just genetically, that's where their fat deposits extra fat. Okay, so that's all you need to know about that. All right, so before we move on, I want you, if you're writing notes, I want you to write down appendages of the skin, or skin appendages. But there's a number of them we're going to talk about. Hair is just one of them. Our hair is going to fall under this general category of skin appendages. I can't find my notes. I'm just going to go back here. I'm going to look to remind me. That's what I want to talk about. So anyway, skin appendages include your hair, include your nails, sweat glands, oil glands. They all have important functions to your body, your skin, your integument, so we're going to talk about them sort of separately. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is hair. Hair is made up of dead, keratinized epithelial cells. It's produced by hair follicles that lie in your dermis, and the hair shaft itself extends through the hair follicle and out through the epidermis, and you see a big exposed shaft. So the part of the hair that you actually can see and you get cut is all dead. That's why it doesn't hurt. If you're trying to pull your hair, it freaking hurts, because the bottom base of your hair follicle is a hair bulb, and that is surrounded by something called a root hair plexus, which is a ball of nerves. And it provides a lot of sensory information, which is actually important, because if there's like an insect, like a little bug, like flying on your eyes, like just, you know, like, because it tickles your eyelashes and you feel it. Very sensitive. Or you can feel like an insect crawling on your skin because of your hair, and you just kind of wipe it away. It's one of the functions of your hair. Anyways, the hair itself, the cells that make up the hair, contain what is called hard keratin. Hard keratin is different from the keratin found in your skin cells. It's called soft keratin. The soft keratin of your skin sort of helps keep your skin supple, but your hair is the hard keratin. It's just more durable. So there's two parts of a hair: the root, like I said, which is embedded inside of the dermis, and then the shaft, which projects out of the surface. So the shaft itself consists of three layers, sort of concentric layers. The middle layer is called the medulla, which means middle, obviously. The medulla has really large cells and a lot of air bubbles. Really large cells and air bubbles in the medulla. The medulla is absent in very fine hairs, which are called, hopefully you're writing down what I'm saying, not what's up there. Yeah? Okay. Vellus hairs, over here on our word wall. Vellus hairs do not have a medulla, okay? They are the like really fine hairs that are on like your face, like girls' faces like that when they start growing facial hair. But on like children, have very fine vellus hair. Anyway, that's that. I'm sorry, you can't see it. A V. Like Victoria. Say what? Yeah. And then the cortex, so this area out here that looks sort of pinkish red, that's cortex. This is where the hard, that actually in the large cells in here, that would be soft keratin. That's the only place you have it in your hair. Out here is the hard keratin, and there's many, many layers of keratinized cells. The cortex is also where the pigments are located. They give your hair a certain color. And then the cuticle is the outermost layer. The cuticle consists of a single layer of cells, and they are kind of overlapped like tiles or shingles on a roof, is what I'm trying to say. They overlap like so, and it allows the hair to be very smooth so that shafts don't, other different hairs don't like snap together and get all tangled. Okay, if you have hair conditioner, it sort of helps with the cuticle remaining soft. If you have older hair or if you do a lot of damage to your hair, you get what are called split ends, and that's where the cuticle layer kind of splits off. You know, look at it, you can tell. Anyway, so that's the cuticle. Helps prevent your hair from getting all matted up. So like I said, the pigment is located really in the cortex area, and it's produced by cells called melanocytes at the base of the hair in what's called the hair bulb at the bottom, just way down here. I'll show you that in a minute. And that's what an actual FBM picture would look like. All right, holy cow, please don't write all this. I'll tell you what to write. That's just a lot. So let's just go to this picture because it's easier to see. All right, so we move down into what's called the hair bulb, and that's what this is all blown up. The hair shaft itself is just this middle area. This part, okay, all this is just part of the dermis and the part of the hair bulb, but this is the shaft. So the white line here would be the cuticle, and then this area right here is the cortex, and you notice these are melanocytes, these brown cells, and as they're dividing, they're producing pigment, and it puts the pigment into the cortex. And then here is the medulla, right here in the middle. Like I said, the medulla is made up of really large cells and a lot of air bubbles. As people age, sometimes the melanocytes will actually stop producing pigment, and they actually will just put in air bubbles into that cortex. And so that's why your hair changes from whatever color it is now to what the white gray color eventually will be someday. And it just happens with aging. Some people get gray hair earlier than others.
What about?
What? What about what?
Has it ever happened like never? Like never happened?
I don't know actually. I mean, anything's possible. I'm not gonna say no.
I'm pretty sure my grandfather was dyed there, and he didn't have like a single disease.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, you would think of it probably on a bell curve. Most people probably go gray like 40s or something, 50s, but some people probably really, really late, and some people really early.
Yeah, there was a dude with gray hair in my Thomas. Remember Alan?
And he doesn't dye his hair.
What?
I'm starting to get some of the top. I'm like, after the girl does my hair, I'm like, Lynn, she's like, well, we'll wait. It needs to be worse than that. We'll just dye the middle of it and then eventually work. I was like, well, it's expensive when you have to start doing it. You have to go. Anyway.
Yeah, Miss Spiker. There was a dude in Thomas and I's 8th grade class, 6th, 7th, and 8th, who had gray hair by the 8th grade.
See? Yeah, I was really early. What do you think?
What would stress play in your hair?
You know, it's funny. I always think about like presidents, like Obama was gray, really felt like. Think about people that are president for like 8 years, and like, I mean, obviously they age, but also I wonder what role. I think it would increase. Right. This is just me talking from like. Actually, I haven't looked it up, but I feel like it would increase.
Because I know, like, the reason that it says it'll increase, I was just like wondering, do you know what stress causes? David,
Well,
Yeah,
according to
you would think it'd be hormones.
something my mom read, it just expedites cell aging.
Here. Yeah. Discovery students?
100%.
I don't think you're very young.
100% of Discovery students will go gray by the time they die.
Well, maybe 99 if you count. I don't know if he's like straight up. All right. Anyway, okay. Like I said, there's a knot of sensory nerve endings that surround the hair bulb called the root hair plexus. It It's right down here. You need to know it. Root hair plexus right here. Okay, you do need to know this little bullet right there. Okay, and that provides a lot of sensory information as the hair shaft is irritated or agitated. It will cause the hair to bend, and that will stimulate those neurons in the root hair plexus to give you sensation. Like I said, part of the function of hair is to alert you that something might be crawling on you or flying around you or something. So that's that. Now we talked about vellus hair. Let's talk about terminal hair. So look at your neighbor and look at their eyebrows. Okay. Imagine your eyebrows. Like your eyebrows are not like the hair on your head. The hair on your head will grow and grow and grow, right? Your eyebrows ought to be really awkward. They don't. They stop. Okay, that's called terminal hair. So terminal hairs sort of have a determinate growth, and then they'll just stop growing. Anyways, terminal hair is what it's called. So your eyelashes, your eyebrows, terminal hair. A lot of times, terminal hair is darker and thicker than your regular like hair on your head. Terminal hair also appears during puberty in the axillary area, so under your arms and in the genitals. Yeah.
Is like hair, terminal hair.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it would, I mean, it would only grow so long. It wouldn't just keep growing.
Anybody? Maybe it was just really long terminal hair. Really long eyebrows. You don't need to mask anymore.
I mean, I think some people are like hairier than others, and their hair grows longer, and like people can have this like ear hair, kind of in their nose, but it's terminal.
You have like really bushy eyebrows?
A lot of times, different factors can influence hair growth, so your nutrition level. If you have poor nutrition, your hair won't grow as thick or as healthy, okay? If you have really good nutritional health. Sometimes people that have a lot of friction or something in a certain area of their body actually might grow thicker, darker hair there to help protect it. It's just kind of interesting. Right, so something else that is attached to the root the hair in the dermis is something called the erector pili muscle. Can you see it spelled on there? Here it is. Erector pili. It's a muscle. It makes your hair stand up. So when you get cold, okay, those muscles will contract and cause your hair to stand on end. Now our ants, it doesn't really do much for us there now, but our ancestors that were really hairy, okay, they were covered in hair. So when their hair stood up, it increased the area of hair, basically the space between the outside air and the skin. So it really helps to insulate them. It doesn't really do that on us, not for us now at all. But part of the function of your hair is to help keep your head warm, your head. I don't think that stands up, but that's supposed to be warm. People that shave their heads, like, get really, really cold, really fast.
Hey, it's not that bad.
No, I mean shave, like, no, we're going to...
No, you can ask anyone in this class. I shave my head 3 times a year.
All the way?
Like 95% of the way.
Well, we'll see. Make sure you have this written down.
As soon as I go under 10 minutes in the mile, or 2 miles.
Hey, Steven, wax your head.
No, that just hurt.
Okay, I already talked about these 3 pretty much. The bottom one I didn't so much say. So there's only a couple places on your body that don't have hair. It includes your lips, the palms of your hand, the soles of your feet, and nipples and portions of external genitalia. These places do not have hair, but everywhere else has hair. Some of it might be fine hair, the vellus hair, but everywhere else has hair. Who signed up for hirsutism? Is that McLean? He's going to talk about it tomorrow. So hirsutism is homeostatic imbalance of hair growth. These are people who are like super hairy. But Thomas will tell us about it later on.
I don't know, but like, I've seen like they like hair everywhere, like face, arms, more than usually. She just does it. Sounds like the new drummer. Hair everywhere. Like everywhere. You get it?
Okay. So, do we have alopecia? Was that one of them too?
What?
Sign up for alopecia. Okay. So Benita will tell us about alopecia also, but alopecia is going bald. And it happens in some people differently. Male pattern baldness is also something else. Anyway, let's move on. So sebaceous glands. A lot of times sebaceous glands, are usually associated, you can see it here, associated with hair shafts. So you can see the sebaceous gland there. Sebaceous glands are everywhere on your body except for the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. The other day when we talked about fingerprints, somebody said oil, and I don't think I corrected you, but the reason why you leave fingerprints is because you leave sweat. It's traces of sweat, not oil, because you don't actually have oil glands on your hands or on your feet. It's just sweat. But anyways, there's different types, but...
Do you have any idea what this Allen wrench goes to?
I think it opens and shuts my blinds.
Mystery.
So the sebum is the oily substance that is secreted by these oil glands, and it helps to keep the skin sort of moist and lubricated. It also helps in waterproofing. These glands are also called holocrine glands. I think that's up there. They also help to keep your hair from being too brittle. Sebum has a bactericidal action. It's antibacterial, basically. Hormones, and in particular androgens or the sex hormones, will increase sebum secretion. And so a lot of times you can get pimples, blackheads, things like that, and it's because these oil glands sort of get blocked and covered, and the blackhead is sort of building up in there. But you don't see little kids like Mary Frances and Flutter don't run around having acne or pimples and stuff. And it's because they're not actually producing a lot of sebum, if any, right now, because they haven't gone through puberty yet. Thank goodness. Help me with it. So anyways, a lot of times who did acne, I'm not going to talk a lot about this. Somebody's not for acne? In here? Yeah, so he'll talk about it later. Okay. So that's that. All right, sweat glands, otherwise known as tudiferous glands. There's two types, eccrine and apocrine. So the eccrine sweat glands are the most abundant type. This is what we call our true sweat. 99% water. There are some salts. This is also where you can secrete some urea. Yeah, some alcohol. Like I said, if you imbibe a whole lot one evening and the next, or somebody, next day you're like, you smell like whiskey. They could. Anyways, the eccrine sweat glands play a really important role in regulating your body temperature through evaporative cooling. They're all over the place on your body. There, you have them on the palms of your hands, as well as your feet, your forehead. Merocrine sweat glands are the eccrine ones. This is what they look like right here. This coil, and then it goes right to the top. Here they are.
Just wondering.
Yes.
It says 99% water and it says 2%.
Of the metabolic waste, 2% of it's urea. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Most of the salts are sodium chloride. There is some vitamin C in the sweat, and there's also some lysozyme, which is bactericidal as well. The sweat is a little bit antibacterial. The apocrine sweat glands are the ones that only become active after puberty. This is why when Mary Frances and Fletcher run around the playground all day long, they don't come home and they don't stink. And they sweat just as much as we do, but they're not stinky. But if you go and run around outside and you don't wear deodorant, you're going to stink, okay? And it's because your apocrine sweat glands are functioning. These don't really function in cooling you down. And anyways, they're present in your axillary glands, so that's under your arms, areolar, anal, genital regions. Anyway, so they think that it has something to do with attraction. You release pheromones. So sex hormones, basically, that are like released in the air and attraction. It's very strange, but they don't know a lot about it. But for example, like if you gave, y'all might have learned about this in psychology, but like you put literally probably 100 white undershirts in front of me, all worn by a different male, every time we ever pick out Fletcher's, every single time. Because like for some reason I know what he smells like, and that smell on clothes is produced by the apocrine sweat gland. They think also that you can detect, what's very strange is that a lot of times you will be attracted to someone that has a different, what's called MHC. MHC is basically how your cells determine like self from non-self, and it has to do with 6 different proteins kind of being expressed. And you don't want to marry someone that's closely related in MHC to you because you want increased genetic variation. They think that that has to do with you finding someone that's genetically variant, if that makes sense. They think.
Like,
it's a hypothesis.
if you borrow someone else's clothes, you can tell that they smell it.
Yeah, yeah. Huh?
It's like going up to someone saying they smell different.
What? I don't know. Okay. Anyway. Okay. A lot of times the apocrine sweat glands, their secretions are not clear. Like regular sweat from apocrine sweat glands is clear because it's mostly water. The apocrine sweat is sort of like milky yellowish, which is why guys get like yellow arms. You know what I'm talking about? Under your arms, but Fletcher.
Yes. I'm very much aware.
Okay. All right. These are apocrine sweat glands. Ooh, there's some more. Hold on. There's 2 more that I didn't put in here. Your earwax glands. Ready to spell?
Wait, what?
I'm spelling CER. UMINOUS. Ceruminous glands produce wax. They're in your ear.
Is there a way to get those removed?
No. They basically, the cerumen is earwax, and it's a sticky, bitter stuff. And really, the function of it, they think, is to block insect entry into your ear.
Put that down.
Okay, did you get it? Earwax is sticky, it like traps them, but it can't go. They're still biting your ear. Yeah. I'm just saying, all right. And then another type of wet gland or pseudoriferous gland are mammary glands. Mammary glands produce specialized sweat, which is milk. I mean, it's not really sweat, but it's a specialized sweat gland that produces milk. That's all we're going to talk about here because we should have learned about it in reproductive health. Otherwise, we don't learn about it. All right. Next, your nails.
No.
That's Mr. Toddler. All right, your nail is a scale-like modification. It's made up of keratin, hard keratin again. You have different parts of your nail. I'm sure you've never thought about your nail anatomy in this much detail before. The free edge of the nail is the part that hangs out over the surface of your digit. The body of the nail is the part that kind of appears pinkish on the top of your digit. The root is underneath the nail fold here. here's your nail fold. And then the cuticle is this little part that comes out. If you ever get your nails done, like girls, they push your cuticles back and they trim them. It'll grow back.
How?
Well, it'll damage and kill it, and it's like the attachment to underneath of it is all just disrupted and it falls off, and then from the root it'll just grow a new one. Yeah, it'll grow a new one. Your nails function to protect your digits, your toes, and your fingers. Oh, I'll go back. I'm going to say more about it. They're sort of analogous to claws or to hooves of other animals. So they help you to protect. They also help, you can use them as tools, help you pick up stuff. You can scratch and itch with your nails. Really big yellow nails. Sometimes, if you ever notice your toenails, usually not girls, sometimes guys, they're like really thick and yellow. They get a fungal infection.
Yes.
So,
Yay!
some guy likes to grow where it's very dark and moist. If your feet are inside shoes all the time and they're really kind of moist all the time, then you're going to grow some sort of fungus. Sometimes it has to do with calcium. You get a lot of calcium in your diet or something like that. It's also sometimes if you get your fingernails, which produce the white mark on it. Yeah.
Like, go to the front of the class.
Yeah, okay, guys, let's just look at my.
He doesn't have
Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. All right, moving on. What else, Valerie? Ooh, a couple minutes. Okay. We have time to talk about a little bit.
Injury?
Stop here.
Yes.
Here's our hairs, vellus hairs. Hopefully you spelled that right. Terminal hairs. Talk about burns later. Cancer.
Middle of old age.
Okay. Okay, then I'll stop. Alright, so your project is due Thursday. Then Friday you won't be here, and then Monday will be a test review, and then Tuesday will be a test. Tomorrow we're going to do this packet. And since tomorrow morning I'm requiring you to do science in the morning, this is all we're doing tomorrow. You can also work a little bit in class on your project if you need to. Okay?
Yeah. Good shit. I'm sure that's
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday, class, and then we're starting on Who all is going to be gone for SLC for Hogan next week? Anyone else see?
How did we both go on that? Dude, the infill sticker fell off. Organizing.
Actually, bother.
That's what I'm gonna reply now.
Yeah, I know.
I got it from my warehouse.
I'm on to drawer number 2. Oh, you have stuff for Jamboree that has.
It's very easy. What you do.
Steven, I gotta go.
Okay.
I think my daughter has an ear infection.
Again?
It's a different child. The other daughter.
Oh. Okay. Well, the amount of Post-it notes that you own is impressive.
Yeah, this is Michelle. Is Jerry around? Thanks. Oh, great. Hey.
I think Miss Wagner sets a world record for Post-it notes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna call the doctor and I'll call you back and tell you when I'm gonna get her. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Totally taking.
Yeah. Thank you, Steven.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I'll call you. Thanks, bye.